You and me, the world. Hello and welcome to Charisma Artisans. I'm here to show you the ancient art, the ancient Cambodian art. Whatever you see here is beautifully crafted inside the families. You don't see any factories, any mills here. Everything is made inside the families. This has been done from generations. And it's very unfortunate that most of it, what I'm going to show you, is already gone. It's a dying art. So we are a family which is trying to revive this art. And what we do is, these artisans, whatever is made here, whatever you see here, they are all scattered around in different parts of Cambodia. So it's difficult for people to visit these far-flung areas. So what we did, we brought in different artifacts from different families, and we tried to put it as close as to the town where people can come and see what is made in these families. Because there are certain families where there is no road connectivity. So whatever you see here is crafted beautifully by these skilled artisans who make them at their home. Let's start, please. See, Cambodia is known for its three S's. S for silver, S for silk, and S for statues. So this is, first of all, whosoever comes to Cambodia goes to the temples, and in the temples what he sees is this beautiful work which has been made almost 1200 years ago by hand. There was no machine, no tools which they could use like nowadays. Whatever you see is being made using these special kinds of tools which they use, like mostly machines. But for example, this piece here, this is a 106-year-old piece. You can go deep into the detail, and this has all been done by hand. No touch of machine. Now, this art is dying. That's why the government of Cambodia is trying to revive this art. So they have put this in school curriculum. And younger kids, now this one here, it's an artist who's almost 20-year-old. This is what they're making in schools and colleges. So this is how the government of Cambodia is trying to encourage this art. They're trying to revive this art again. Everything you see here, like these ones, is made using small pieces of camel bone. And then you see the red one here, the corals and the malachite, the stone inlaid, all of it. It's all been done. This is also an old piece. Again, everything is beautifully crafted by hand. Then moving forward, you can see we are famous, the second part, as I said, as for silk. The silk which you see here is different than the silk which you find in China, in India, in Iran, or in other parts of Southeast Asia. We are famous for our silk, which comes from the stem of the lotus. This one here, this is the silk, which is lotus silk. And this silk is different than the silk which comes from the silkworm, this one. This we call the slippery silk. This is mostly made, we get it from the cocoon, from the silkworm. And this you see everywhere in the world. But this is the only countries, like two countries mostly produce this, Myanmar and Cambodia. This silk, we cut the stem of the lotus and we pull the strings, and these strings are woven. So it takes almost 2 weeks for an artisan on the loom to create a scarf like this. This is what people are crazy about. They love this silk. It feels very delicate, but this is very strong, anti-wrinkle, washable. It comes from the water. It's long lasting. And this is the other thing what we are famous for. And then we get the cashmere from the Himalayas. This one, the cashmere, the pashminas. And these pashminas are woven, all hand woven pieces. And then what we do is we do some beautiful workmanship on top of these cashmere using a hook. This one here, you see this piece which has taken one person almost 4 months to make. And this is all hook work. You see these stitchings here, done on pure cashmere, pashminas. This is one type of work, and then there is another one which is the needlework, which is even more difficult, even more tough. Whenever an artisan starts working, a younger one in the family, he's given or she is given the hook. That's easier. And once he's capable enough to use a needle on this, look at the texture. This is the Pashmina. It's very soft and delicate. And then he or she uses a needle, and then he uses, look at the workmanship here. This is all done by needle. This is not a print or a design on top of this. This is done using a needle, and the threads are silk. The base is Pashmina. So look at the workmanship. This is something special. Hard to believe somebody has worked on this one for 6 months. Look at the workmanship. And we sell these because Cambodia, the labor is very cheap. So that's why. Whatever here, for example, a piece like this one will go for thousands of dollars back in the West, but we sell it for a few $100s. That's the difference. You get the highest quality at the lowest possible price. And these are the scarves. These are the different colors we have. And these are all natural dyes. We don't use chemicals. Everything is natural here. And then moving forward, we also make, this is the chain stitch. This is again the same work, but this is done on organic cotton. The base is organic cotton, and the work here is stitched again. This one, using a hook, this one, the whole work. It looks like a painting. If you see from a distance, it looks as if you're looking at a painting, but this is not a painting. This is all hook work. We also make papier-mâché here. This is very similar to lacquerwork, what you see in Myanmar, the lacquerwork. But this actually is paper. We use paper, the rice paper, which is mashed, and then it's molded into these kind of pieces. This is a box. Look at this. We mold it into this one, then these are baked, and then the real work starts. This whole thing, you use a single brush, and then this is painted on top, using gold, real gold paint on top. And you can see the detail of this piece. It's something amazing, something really, really out of this world. Hard to believe that somebody has used a single brush and used this skill. Look at this, look at the edges, everything. Each and every piece, each and every, this one, it means something, because these show, some of them show the historical, the palace, the ceiling of the palaces, some of them are the tree of life, here, the famous tree of life. So each and every piece has got a meaning, has got a history behind. And then we make them in different figures. You see these ones. We make them in elephants here. And we also make Christmas decorations, like here. People take them for their Christmas trees. All of them. The Christmas trees were there. Some bigger ones here, and then the teeny ones were there. This is the marble work. Here you can see this is all done, these tops. People use even bigger ones for the dining room. Like this is a smaller one. People use them as coffee tables. This is marble, and the top here is all gold. It's all painted with real gold, 24 karat. And now the colors here, when we crush the stones, when we use the stones, for example, we crush the precious and semi-precious stones, we get the dust from the rubies, from the emeralds, from the sapphires. And we make a paste out of that dust, and that is what the paint is. It's not a normal paint used. You see the green one here, the emerald and the ruby. And then this one here, the 24 karat gold paint on top. So this is something really, really special. Here, I take you to the gallery inside now. As I was talking about the silk, we also make silk to make carpets. This is an ancient technique of carpet making. What we have here is different than weaving. These are not hand woven. These are hand knotted. When I say hand knotted, I mean, for example, this carpet takes more than a year and a half for one artisan in the family to make. And this is all pure 100% silk. Each and every knot is individually made and cut. This is not hand, I again say, this is not weaving. Weaving is much more simple, much more easy. If I show you a carpet on the floor here, I have a carpet which has taken one person. Look at this, almost 2 years. And these carpets are meant for walking. This is not a carpet that you have to put it on the wall. There is a notion among people that these carpets are not meant for walking. That's totally wrong. We used to leave them out in the streets in olden days to let caravans and camels pass through these carpets. Because when you walk on a hand-knotted carpet, you start polishing the nap of the carpet. The knots, when we cut them, are twisted at the front. So it's very tight. But once you start walking, friction takes place. So the knots open up, the colors improve. If you have seen famous museums like V&A Museum in London, Victoria and Albert Museum in London, if you go to museum, the Guggenheim or the Museum of History back in New York City, you'll see carpets there glassed and framed. They have much brighter detail. The reason being, they are old carpets, 300, 400-year-old carpets, and the detail is much finer. Why? Because they have been walked on. That is why I tell my customers that if you have a carpet and you use it, don't put it on the wall. Put it on the floor and start walking on it. It will get better. Every day you see a different carpet, a different color coming out. And if it gets dirty, you can wash it at home. You can use simple detergent, that's it. Or a mild shampoo and water at home. You don't need to send them to professional carpet cleaners. They use chemicals and that destroys the carpet. Just do it at home. And you can vacuum it every day. And the best thing about this carpet is, if you walk around this carpet, you see a different carpet from every direction. Now, if you stand there, and if you see the carpet from that angle, if you zoom it in, and then you keep walking, you come onto my side, and then show it from this direction, it's a different carpet. See, it changes color. This is all in the nap of the carpet. It's got nothing to do with the lights. There is no trick in the light. It's all in the nap that makes it change color because the pile is in a direction. It's a deliberate technique used by the person who made this carpet, by the artisan. He or she leaves the pile in a direction. It's not upright. So that's the reason when it's in direction, you can walk on it. Nothing crushes underneath your shoe or your heel. Nothing crushes underneath if you put a sofa on top, if you put a dining table on top, no problem. So something like this one, and I show you one more thing. The third side of the carpet here, the detail. Look at the detail here. People use it from the back. You know, people, the famous carpets from Turkey and Iran, they have a summer side and a winter side. Now this, because they have a tradition of sitting on the floor. So this was used in summer, this side, because it has got the cooling effect from the back. And this one is the winter side, the front one. This is the summer side. So they flip it upside down, they use it from the back. Nobody's going to say this is the back of a carpet. Such is the detail. But when you zoom in, only then you can see the knots. You can see the knots, the teeny dots here. These are the knots. So there are millions of knots. And each and every time a person fixes the knot, it's like filling an ocean, drop after drop. This is something labor intensive, we call it. A job of patience. And now here, this is something different. This is not for the floor. This is for the wall. Here, you see these gold threads used, and you see these stones. These are not normal, ordinary stones. In ancient times, people used to have these healing stones, we call them. A stone with a magic touch. For example, if I talk about this stone here, this is the tiger eye. It's a stone which comes from Brazil. It's a very famous stone. In ancient times, tiger eye was used against evil eye. They used to, in ancient China, they used to put it outside. In ancient India, they used to put it outside in the entrance to ward off bad luck. That's why this tiger eye, they used to say it's against evil eye for protection. You see the lapis lazuli here. This comes from Afghanistan. It was a stone used for wisdom and a stone used on the crown of the king and queen in olden times. Why? Because this is something they used to say that cools off your brain. This stone. In olden days, there was no medicine for depression. Like nowadays, there are antidepressants. This was a natural antidepressant. They used to say it really sucks away your bad energy. That's why they used to leave it under the pillow when they used to sleep at night. And they used to wake up fresh. There is a stone here, the sandstone. This comes from the deserts of Arabia. This stone is known as the stone of money because this one was discovered almost in 60s. And in the 1960s afterwards, once it was discovered, they discovered the oil in Arabia. So they considered this lucky with money, this one. So it's a stone of money, they call it. So each and every stone, for example, the moonstone was given in ancient Rome. It was given to newly married couples, the bride and groom, the moonstone. It is attraction. It's for bonding. So that's why it was considered to be lucky for the newly married couples. So each and every stone has a meaning. This one, the black onyx, the stone of health. There was no doctors, no hospitals like 200, 300 years ago. So this was, the priests mostly used to give this one to the people who used to be sick. So this has got that healing property, that's what they used to think. This is the stone that's good for health. So each and every stone has a meaning, has got its own, as they used to say, its own magic. So this is something for the wall. And this is also stitched by hand. All of this is stitched. While this one here is knotting, that is stitching. So that's the difference. Let me show you the other side. These are some small, these ones, cushions and pillows we make out of them as well. These are all stitched by hand. Like these artifacts made, this is the top is silver, inside it's wood. And we have some nice gemstones, some of them which are very famous, like we have the pigeon red ruby, we have the sapphire. Some of the sapphires come from Himalayas. We call them the Lady Diana sapphire because she used to have one from the same area. And these are all hand cut. We don't have machines here to cut. We don't have lab treated stones here. Everything is natural and all of them are hand cut. No touch of machine. And let me show you the antiquities here. This is the land of statues. Like Siem Reap is famous for the temples like the Angkor Wat or the Bayon or the Tapram. And each of these pieces you will find the similarity with these temples. Each of the piece represents something from the temples, what it signifies. When you go inside the temples, you see these kind of things on the walls. Like these ones, it's the Buddha. And Buddhas has got like the standing Buddha, the reclining Buddha, the laughing Buddha, the sitting Buddha, all of them. We have got some old pieces here. And this is what people come to see. When they go to the temple, they want to have something as a remembrance from this part of the world. So most of the people to Siem Reap come because they want to see the temples. And then they come, they want to have something which will always remind them of this trip, and that's what they buy, because this is directly connected with those temples. And here again, upstairs, I have a gallery which I was showing you about this gold work and the semi-precious stones. You can check it out. This is how it goes on the wall. This is like based on the tree of life. Again, all those stones I was mentioning earlier. And then we make them in different kinds of styles. That's the peacock. Elephants here are revered in Southeast Asia. It's a sign of happiness, good luck, peace of mind. Look at this piece here. While as these ones are with gold threads, this one here is with the gold threads, but the stitching done with needle. You can see the workmanship is really, really fine here. It's been done using a needle and the silk threads used, and a little bit of semi-precious stones on the edges. And they look so beautiful when you see them on the wall, because these ones are meant for the wall. The other ones I was showing you are for the floor. Those you can use on the floor, in the bedroom, living room, entrance, under the dining table. But something like this one goes on the wall and changes the whole complexion of the place with the proper light on this one. It really looks very chic. Look at that one. Look at the workmanship of this one with these beautiful birds. And these cabochon stones, these are all uncut. These ones, the lapis lazuli, the smoky topaz. If this kind of an, like this, it used to be like almost 1,200 families, but unfortunately now it's only 210 families. So it's almost gone. But even the government, as I said earlier, is trying to revive this ancient art here. And if somebody of this caliber is born in the West, he'll be known everywhere, worldwide. But since here we don't have those facilities, they don't have the proper access to the internet. That's why these remain hidden, these artisans. Okay, otherwise these artisans are really, really talented, special artisans. Yeah, somebody of this caliber in the West, he'll be known world over, and they'll be so famous. But they don't have those facilities. And here are the Charisma. These are some of the famous, celebrities who have been here. Pierce Brosnan, all of those, like Katy Perry, Lady Kazan, all of them. Queen Latifah, yeah. Well, this was a small tour, and I hope you got a fair idea of what we have here and what we make here. And this is something which is totally different than what you see at other places. I know there are people here selling lots of artifacts, but it's a shame nowadays the Chinese market has taken over. They make replicas of these ones and try to sell them as original ones, which is totally different at much lesser prices. People get tempted with the price and end up buying a fake one. But if you're traveling all the way from different parts of the world, you deserve something genuine, something precious, something nice. Well, it was a pleasure having you here and letting us show you this beautiful art from Cambodia. And I hope with this video you get a fair idea that what real art is about. Okay, I thank you for your time, and I hope anybody coming to Cambodia comes to Charisma Artisans so that he gets a touch of the world's best artwork. Thank you. Thank you so much.